Hello, I'm Ruth from Finding Balance Kinesiology, and today I'm going to teach you a real simple technique to help you if you have food cravings or if you are feeling hungry. The technique that we're going to use is called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping. Now, this technique has been researched and tested at Bond University here in Australia and has been shown to be really helpful for people who have food cravings. It's a really simple technique which we're going to go through, and you can use this whenever you have cravings or you're feeling hungry while you're doing the protocol, after you're doing the protocol. It really doesn't matter, but just any time that you think it's going to be useful to you. And so what's happening when we're doing EFT or tapping is we're exposing ourselves to the problem, so the fact that we have either a craving or we're feeling hungry, and we're using a cognitive behavioral technique where we're accepting the situation. And then we're also going to be tapping on particular points on the body which are called acupressure points, and these work through the body's meridian system and help to just clear any energy. So what we're doing is we're reducing the emotional connection to that food. And when they did the brain scans at Bond University, they showed that after people had done these tapping sequences, the parts of the brain that light up when we see food that we're addicted to or we have cravings for, that part of the brain after the tapping was not lighting up. So the actual craving signals in the brain had definitely reduced after doing this technique. So what do we do? How do we do it? Well, very, very simple. So we start off by, we're going to be tapping on the side of the hand here. This one is called the karate chop point, and we're just tapping here with 3 fingers, just a gentle tap. It's not about particularly pressing hard or anything, but just a gentle tap. And then we're going to say what's called a setup statement. So even though I have this craving for chocolate, I accept that this is happening. You replace the word chocolate with whatever you want, but we're just using that setup phrase. So even though I have this craving for whatever, or even though I have this chocolate craving, I accept that this is happening. And we say that setup stage on this hand 3 times. So even though I have this chocolate craving, I accept that this is happening. Even though I have this chocolate craving, I accept that this is happening. Even though I have this chocolate craving, I accept that this is happening. And then we go around the body, tapping on particular points, and we say what's called a reminder phrase. So we would say, in this case, I accept this chocolate craving. And what we're going to do is we tap on the eyebrows. So I accept this chocolate craving. On here we're using 2 fingers. You can do this one side, both sides, doesn't really matter, that's okay. But so we're just tapping on these points while we say that reminder phrase. So I accept this chocolate craving. Then we move to the outside of the eyes and we repeat, I accept this chocolate craving. Under the eyes, I accept this chocolate craving. Under the nose, I accept this chocolate craving. On the chin point, so on the chin crease, I accept this chocolate craving. Then we go to the collarbone, so it's when we find just here's our clavicle, our collarbone, just underneath there, tapping there, I accept this chocolate craving. Under the arm, so under the arm it's about 1 hand under the arm, so about where your bra would be if you're a lady, but yep, 1 hand under the arm, and I use all 4 fingers just to make sure I'm tapping in the right place. I accept this chocolate craving. And then the last point is on the top of the head, and I use my fingertips and just tap around like this to make sure I'm getting the right place. And I say, I accept this chocolate craving. Then you take a deep breath, breathe out, and then see, do you still have that chocolate craving? If you do, then you just repeat. So I have this chocolate craving. I accept 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 this chocolate craving. And deep breath. And so you repeat that until the craving for that food has gone. So if you were doing this for hunger, you would start off with a setup phrase of tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I feel hungry, I accept that this is happening. Even though I feel hungry, I accept that this is happening. Even though I feel hungry, I accept that this is happening. Then we move to the points and we use a reminder phrase. I accept this feeling of hunger. To the side of the eye, I accept this feeling of hunger. Under the eye, I accept this feeling of hunger. Under the nose, I accept this feeling of hunger. Chin point, I accept this feeling of hunger. Collar point, I accept this feeling of hunger. Under the arm, I accept this feeling of hunger. Top of the head, I accept this feeling of hunger. Deep breath. And so you can just use these, repeat these, obviously use whatever words you feel comfortable with, but you start with, even though I have the issue that you have, whether it's a craving for, feeling of hunger, and then you want to use, then we're accepting that. So we say, I accept that this is happening. Then we use that on the side of the hat 3 times. Then we want to tap through the different points. So eyebrow point, side of eye, under nose, chin point, collar point, underarm, top of head, while we say the shortened phrase. So this, I accept this chocolate craving, I accept this feeling of hunger. So that's just a real simple, quick technique that you can use while you're on the program if you are craving a particular food or feeling particularly hungry. So I hope that helps, and you feel free to use that technique wherever and however you want to. There's lots of information online if you want to look up more information on EFT, or emotional freedom technique, or tapping as it's sometimes called.